Hey guys, thank you so much for watching. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about the Oculus Quest 2. And when I got this as a birthday present, I was in awe at how amazing it was. But there are some key things that I wish could be improved. And after using it, I'm going to give you my thoughts and my review on the product itself. So first things first, how much does the Oculus Quest 2 actually cost? So the Oculus Quest 2 actually costs about £300 when you go for the 60 gig model, which is the one that I have. And at that price range, when you're actually getting into VR, that's a steal. And there's been a lot of rumors in terms of how Facebook, who owns Oculus, is able to actually give such an amazing product at this price range. Well, there's been a few tweets and news that put out there that Facebook is actually trialing putting ads within the VR world itself. So you'll be playing a game and an ad will be shown to you. And that's how Facebook will actually look to recoup some of the money that it spent, reducing the price of this product. Well, it's an amazing product. And if it's your first time getting into the world of VR, definitely this is a product for you. So to start off with, let's look at one item that is actually amazing about the product, and then I'll say another item that could potentially be improved or added to the product itself. So one item that I particularly love about the actual Oculus itself is that it's lightweight, it's easy to put on, it has multiple points of adjusting, so it can fit different people's head shapes or hairstyles, and it even has an attachment that you put in if you're someone that wears glasses. So I've had different family members with different hairstyles who wear glasses, who don't wear glasses, and they're all able to wear the Oculus itself and actually enjoy the experience of VR. So one item that I think that could be improved on the Oculus itself is the gap that you have around the nose itself. I wish that they actually had a way to adjust the gap or the actual tightness around your nose itself, because they basically got a one-size-fits-all for the area around the nose, which is really annoying because if you have a small nose, you have basically got a gap underneath. So when you look down with the VR goggles itself, you can see your feet, you can see your nose, you can see everything below, which takes you out of the world, especially when you're immersed in playing the game itself. I think they could have potentially put some sort of sponge material that kind of molds to whoever's wearing the goggles itself, similar to something that they put on for people that are wearing glasses. There's a spacer put between the lens and the glasses itself to help with people that wear glasses as well. The second thing that I think is amazing about the Oculus itself is that you're able to actually customize your world itself. So when you go into the actual VR space itself, there is what they call a virtual room, and you can change it potentially to how you're feeling in the moment, but it allows you to kind of immerse yourself within this home screen environment, which I think is absolutely really cool. One item that I think could be improved in the Oculus is actually the screen size. For the price point, it's great, it works, you don't really need any more than that, but it's something that the more and more I used it, I realized that I can actually see quite a lot of black outside of the box itself. So when you actually see it, look to the side or look to the right or look down or look up, you could potentially just see a bit of black around the screen itself, which, it pulls you out of the immersiveness of the game itself. One positive thing that I love about the Oculus as well is the battery life. So the actual hand controls itself almost seem to last forever. Like my ones, I've been using them for a few weeks now and they've been on 100%. I don't know if they generate their own electricity from you moving the joysticks itself, but they barely consume any power. There is a compartment for the batteries itself if you need to change them, but mine's still on 100%. The actual headset itself, I've had to recharge it a few times. I'm assuming it just uses a lot more energy, and that's probably where all the memory and all the processing power is. So it's just assumed that it's going to run low on battery. But it actually does last long enough that I could play potentially 1 or 2 hours worth of games, and it still lasts the length of that. One item that I think can be improved, but to be honest, it's kind of something that all virtual reality goggles kind of are plagued with, is motion sickness. So I can play for 15 to 30 minutes, and after that I feel a bit dizzy. I do think that there is a limit where they say, after 15 minutes or 30, you should give yourself a break. But honestly, when you're playing a game, you just want to literally keep going, but you have to give yourself a break, which I think is a downside for most VR systems, but I'll put it as kind of a downside. The next positive thing about the Oculus is I love the audio. So the audio on it's loud. So potentially if you have people around you and everybody's trying on the Oculus itself, they can also listen to the music, whether you're playing Beat Saber, whether you're playing Creed Boxing. It's just nice to be able to know that you don't need to put headphones in. You could potentially just have the music playing out loud, so you feel like you're more immersed in the game itself. And the audio on this is amazing. And lastly, I'm just going to tell you my personal experience with it and what I particularly love about the Oculus as well. So I've used it to play Creed, which is a boxing game, which honestly is so immersive. But sometimes you have to remind yourself that you're in your kitchen or your living room, and be careful how your boxing will swing in your arms. So it's a very immersive game. I played Beat Saber, which is actually one of my favorites, and I've had the family get involved, and it's just amazing. Everybody gets really immersed into trying to beat their high score. One app that actually pulled me back a bit and just blew my mind is that, I thought it would be a game, but it's actually the Netflix app. So when you're watching Netflix on the VR system, you're able to change your environment. So you can either be in a huge cinema or potentially in a cozy lodge with a large screen or projector. And honestly, it feels like you're in a real cinema. The screen is huge and you're able to immerse yourself and just relax and just kind of watch, the whole film on a big projector. It's weird. And I've kind of weighed up whether it's kind of the same thing. It feels like the same thing, but it's pretty cool and you have to try it. If you've got an Oculus Quest 2, definitely try it out. And lastly, storage. I've been able to record on it. I've been able to record my sessions on it, so I can show it to people. I've been able to download loads of apps, which were like 5 gig, 2 gig, 3 gig, and I still haven't used up all of my 60 gigs worth of storage. So I'd potentially just recommend going with the 60 gig and not bothering with the higher model, really, because if you need more space, you just delete any recorded footage, and that's it. Apart from that, it's an amazing product, and I think that every beginner, anybody getting into VR should have an Oculus Quest 2. There are other VR companies out there. There are some where you have to put your phone into it. I would stay clear of any VR systems where you have to actually put your phone into it to actually make it work, because typically what you find is that, it's a lot cheaper. It's either made from cardboard, it hasn't got the proper lenses in there to make it kind of look more kind of spherical around your face. I would recommend just sticking with a good brand that just works. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a comment down below. Bye.